Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to OverChat. This is the 9th episode, maybe, or the 10th. I'm not even sure. It's been so long. I think it's been 3 weeks we've missed this. Maybe even more.
It's been a little while, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, of course, I'll let you guys introduce yourself first, and then I'll explain why there was a delay. And then we'll talk about that. So off you go.
So I am one amongst many, YouTube channel, one amongst many. I do YouTube things, talk about the professional scene, that kind of stuff. Hello.
Yes, I am Max. I am a cynical nerd. I run Cynical Nerds, and we talk about Overwatch lots. We have a series at the moment which is called Road to Masters, in which I'm trying to climb all the way up the ladder to Masters. It's going quite well at the moment. But yes, some of us have already got there.
Some of us smelt Masters, and then it went bad. And we've also got another guest. It's Haramba. I mean, it's Winston. So, all right, then let's talk about why there's been a delay in this. It's because of the Overwatch World Cup. So what happened is I went to Gamescom, and I came back from Gamescom, and then I think I was wasted or something. And then we had Overwatch World Cup training, and me and Josh were taking this very seriously, and most of our team were taking it seriously as well. So it took up a shitload of our time. Like, in my eyes, it was like, I want to do well, right? Competitive, we want to win. I don't want to do a bloody podcast when I could be training, and try and win big. So yeah, I think we're going to talk about this first to begin with. I know Max wasn't involved in this, but me and Josh were heavily. I think we even made a video, didn't you, Josh? Breaking down what went on. I've not watched that video, but I think I probably know what went on.
Yeah, and just like for the time thing, it was so we did scrims, right? We wanted to scrim, but the thing is, like, two of the players, Cruz and Numlocked, are on major level esports teams. So Cruz scrims I think it's 5 o'clock to 2 a.m. or something, 6 days a week, and Numlocked scrims about the same time, 6 days a week. So we can literally only scrim weekends in the afternoon and Friday afternoon in a brief period, because one of the other players works a 9-to-5 job like a normal person. So we had trouble.
What is this?
Yeah, like a weird normal person who has a normal job and a life and that kind of thing. Imagine, perish the thought. And so we had to sort of work around that. And so that's part of why we can do this podcast on Fridays, because we had to just get any segment of time we could just to practice what we could. Because I don't know about you, Sty, but I found every scrim we did, every match we played, so helpful.
Oh shit, yeah.
It was amazing.
Even you know what I found really helpful? Just listening to Numlocked, because he was very helpful. He would just talk to us for a long time, because he sort of had more of a gap, didn't he, before his scrim started? So he could give us information. You'd be surprised the stupid mistakes that you make when you play Overwatch. When somebody highlights them to you, it's like, oh, okay. Especially somebody with pedigree, you can be like, all right, then I understand what you're saying. Same for Cruz as well. When they're giving you information, when they're telling you to push, when even simple stuff, even I was playing Lucio, which arguably isn't that difficult, but even when to push, when to pull out, and things like that, it becomes almost becomes second nature after a while. But what annoyed me with all of this stuff is we would actually did quite well in the scrims. We did quite well. We beat I think,
Spain a couple of times. We played
Spain,
a
Norway,
couple.
we beat, and they got through as well.
Yeah, Norway we struggled with, but we did beat them once or twice. We beat Spain. We pounded Israel into the ground.
Oh yeah.
We did well against a lot of teams in
I think
scrims.
we played Italy as well. That was fairly close.
Yeah.
Italy were quite a strong team, though, I remember. But I think that was the first scrim actually against Italy. It might have been.
I think we played Norway first, and we had a little bit of trouble, but we started ironing it out a little bit.
All I can remember is we got knocked off the bridge against Italy.
Oh yeah. Carnifex.
Yeah,
Farah jumped up and knocked 4 people off on Lijiang Tower. Just a surprise Farah. It's just like, oh Jesus, okay guys.
So I'll tell you what, I'll give you guys a little bit of background information to this thing, because I was the captain, which meant nothing, right? Because I was getting comments off people what the hell is Sty doing? Shouldn't he be coming up with tactics? It's like, guys. Oh no,
guys, yeah, I saw those comments. It's like, why is Cruz talking so much? And
because
it's
he's
Cruz,
fucking what?
He's arguably the best player in the UK. We're going to listen to Cruz.
Not even that. He's on Reunited as well. It's the same for Numlocked as well. These guys are playing at a high level. They understand how to play the game. I do not understand how to play the game at a high level. So I'm not going to be no, guys, you do what I tell you to do. That would have been a fucking major disaster. All my role was just to sort of sort shit out and make sure people got together and whatever. It was honestly fucking annoying. One of the things which pissed me off quite a lot is... the organization of it was pretty good. All the teams got together. We got Discord groups set up, and all of that was ready to go. And then we had a time slot when we had to finish all of the group stage games by. And Blizzard just came up and went, "All right, yeah, sort your own games out." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Hang on a minute, sort your own games out." I thought there'd be a fixture list. So that gave me a 6 hour. I was up pretty late that night trying to organize games with all these different teams, and you can imagine the difficulty with that, because not. like I think Gosu Gamers was on as well over the weekend. So you had two of our players were in that. Cruz and Numlocked were in that. So they couldn't appear at certain times on Saturdays, and they were playing at different times as well. So you had to try and work that out. Finland against them. I was speaking to Zappis. Obviously, most of their team are in the Gosu tournaments as well. So it's like all over the place. Greece were not flexible at all. They were just like, we're playing at this time. And I'm like, okay, all right then. So like we had like a number of games and just suddenly Greece at the end, and it was honestly it was really frustrating. And I'm like, hang on a minute, this is like a job. I ain't being paid for this. What's going on here? You know, I shouldn't be doing that. So that did kind of frustrate me a little bit. But the rest of it went quite well. I mean, when we got into games, there was always an ESL admin there. And some of our games got casted as well. I think
the Finland game got casted.
Yeah.
I would say, like, go and watch the cast for that if you haven't, because it is goddamn magical.
I think it has some of the best viewing figures as well for all of the.
It's a really, it's a funny match. Okay, so lowdown on the Finland game. We did not stand a fucking chance in hell
we took
against
the fucking
Finland.
First point, man.
We took the first point of Holland. That was actually a massive accomplishment. People don't understand the difference of skill level between Finland and us. Like, Finland has 6 of the best fucking players in the world on it. It has 3 players from Ninjas in Pajamas, a team that is doing some of the best Overwatch around right now because they're very in meta at the moment, but 3 people from the same fucking team. It's insane how good they are. So yeah, we weren't gonna do well against Finland. Like we went into it and thought, okay, we're gonna give it a try, but we know our chances here. Like we have to beat them to kind of stay in the tournament, but yeah. So just have fun with it, enjoy yourself, guys, and we did, and we put on a show, and it was hilarious. So go watch it if you haven't, because it's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's really good. You can see my perspective on my channel as well, which is like maybe not as good as the actual streamed perspective, because that's much better. You can see more of the silly shit, especially like Cruz was doing and people like that.
Cruz doing emotes and stuff.
It's just like, what the hell? But yeah, I mean, we were really unfortunate against Iceland.
Iceland,
beat
2
Iceland.
meters.
2 meters, yeah.
meters. That's going to haunt me forever. Like I said that in my breakdown video, that all I can think after that game was, could I have done something that got us 2 meters?
I know.
Like, what was that my mistake? Could I have found something that got us 2 meters?
That it was so crushing that was, and then what happened on the control point after that was just
and then
disastrous.
King of the Hill was awful. Like King of the Hill for us was just terrible. Just the tactic we were using just wasn't working, and we probably should have just pointed that out. That this strategy isn't working. It might work for Reunited, but it's not working for us for whatever reason.
Cruz Reunited, King of the Hill. It's like, this is how we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're gonna go in. We're gonna do this, and we're like, right, but we're not reunited, and it didn't work.
What was the team comp you were running for Control?
So what we were doing was we were trying to just basically bully down the Zarya. Like the plan was kill Zarya, focus Zarya, whatever you do, just go focus Zarya. The first thing, like one of the screens is like Cruz said this verbatim. It's okay, so all 6 of us are gonna stay together in a tight group, and if you're not with the team, you're making a mistake. So I follow the team in, completely gank the shit out of playing Zenyatta and like going, Cruz, I'm just getting owned here. He's like, yeah, you want to stay back a bit? That's like, Cruz, I thought if I wasn't with the team, I'm fucking up. Like, except for you, you're the exception here.
He
like,
also
Mort
has an
apparently
obsession
goes on
with
holiday.
fisting people as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm getting fisted. Pull the fist out. Fist him. Like, those are the calls to kill people. It's just like, oh shit. But playing Zenyatta in King of the Hill against pros, Jesus fucking Christ.
You and you're gone. It's like, bye, Zen.
I couldn't do anything. It's just like, we need the over Discord. It's like, I can either survive for about 5 seconds longer, or I can give you an over Discord for about a second, then die. Like, that is my role. I did manage to kill Bromas in a 1 versus 1 when he was playing Tracer, though.
Love it. Yeah, but we wrecked Spain, though. We wrecked them. We beat them on Gibraltar, didn't we?
Sure we beat them on Gibraltar.
British pride.
Yes, but we did beat them on Gibraltar.
Yes, we did. Quite rather. Johnny Foreigner giving the scene to. No, we were screaming them on like on Lijiang as well, and it just took fucking forever to finish. We had a match.
No, we wrecked them, didn't we? We wrecked them on. We beat them. Did we beat them on the control point really hard? And we were like, holy shit! Like Cruz was going crazy. Like, we've got this, boys. And then
we managed. They stalled it out for about like 5 minutes, and we had a match to play. Like, that's one thing I remember is they just kept stalling and stalling, and we had and then we had to go play Iceland.
Because I was
it's like,
the
guys,
admins...
we got to play Iceland. We got to play Iceland. We got to play an actual match here. We can't just keep screaming Spain.
The admins were going, Star, you need to be in the game. You've got 15 minutes, auto disqualify. I'm like, fucking hell, we're coming. So that was worrying. Talking about being auto disqualified and losing games, it was not very great towards our very final game against Greece, which there was nothing on the line. You know, we couldn't. Both teams couldn't get anywhere. Yeah, we were done. But one of our team didn't turn up for that, which was not great. You'd be expected to turn up for it during the competition, see it through to the end. I was not too happy about that, to be honest, but what can you do?
Yeah, that ticked me off a lot.
I don't know, like when I look back at it and I think like of what happened, I didn't think the team was too bad. I would have liked to have done more, like way more scrims.
Yeah.
We needed more scrims because
I would have liked to just play together more as well, just to keep the communication flowing. And I mean, like, because we did a bit of laddering with Seb, Numlocked, and Eccles, Luke. And like Eccles, he's just a guy from the ladder. Like I remember we asked him, it's like, how did you get voted in? Like, who are you? What did you do? Like, not to be rude, but he was as baffled as we were. It's like, yeah, I'm just some guy on the ladder. And all he did apparently was tell people after his matches that he was gonna be in the World Cup. Could you go vote for him? And apparently it worked.
I keep getting him in season 2. I do. I keep coming against him. Like, and he's like not like this in the chat. He's on the enemy team, and obviously he loses. But he's been on my team quite a lot. He plays Zen quite a lot. But yeah, it was. I mean, I think looking back at some of the earlier scrims, it's obviously going to be difficult with like personalities like Cruz and Numlock because they're used to operating in their own teams, given their positions. So you put them together, it's the kind of similar, right, in the way they operate. So one will say one thing, and the other will be like, "No, this is how we do it," and then the other comes back with like the trump card of, "Well, fuck you. We came second in the the Atlantic Showdown. Where are you in the ratings?" And it's like, yeah, what can you say against that? So maybe if we had like more of a clear sort of structure to begin with, it would have been, I don't know, maybe a little bit more fluid, but we just needed more games, really. I think we did all right in terms of scrims, but we should have done more. But the fact remains, we should have beat Iceland, and then we should have gone through and been playing Germany, which would have been, Germany. That would
have been a close game. Like on paper, I'd say Germany is a better team than us, just because they have the star quality. But we could have beaten Germany.
Yeah,
like we could have done it.
Well, you say the same against Spain, wouldn't you? And we beat Spain in scrims. So, Max is sitting there all distraught, and he should be, because we lost again in a European competition to Iceland.
It's super frustrating as well, because we crushed them on Anubis. Like Iceland, and the thing is, every match we played on Anubis, we crushed. We absolutely crushed on Anubis. I mean, I remember saying, like, can we just play every match on Anubis?
Yeah.
We seem to be really good at this. Why are we so good at Anubis? I don't know, but that's how the cookie crumbles. And then France get through, and that tilts me massively.
Yeah, but France put a lot of effort in the world. I know, but France did put a lot of effort in training. So. Yeah, I think I'll be cheering for France. I'd like to see France do well. They sort of like, obviously an underdog team. Everyone's like Sweden, Finland. That's probably going to be the final,
Sweden,
right?
Finland is going to be the final, yes.
If that's not the final, somebody's gone.
Maybe China. China actually has like everyone from China is one team. China is just literally a pro team.
What?
Yeah, that's all the team.
And that actually could just segue us nicely into organization of the thing, because I think for us, we had a really good, fun team lineup. Like we had 3 people from the ladder or community, and we had 3 pros. That felt like a nice blend, because they were teaching us stuff and we were like playing to our level, but we were trying to up our game as well. And it was a good interaction. We had good advice coming from them. We could do things with it. It was really cool. And then you have teams like Finland, which is just 6 pros. And it feels massively unfair. And I think next time they run this, if they are going to run it again, I have no idea, because I imagine BlizzCon's going to have a proper tournament in it next year, like a real season finale tournament going on. If they're going to run something like this again, they just need to find like 3 pros or something and take 3 people from the ladder or from the community. Like, because I know not every nation has, people like me and Sty who do YouTube content. Like, not every country has 3 people that do that. So you take 3 people from the ladder, 3 people who aren't on pro teams or haven't played at the pro level, and then you bring them in. And then you have like a fun mixed tournament where you're not getting these massive skill disparities, and it's not just a popularity contest either, where you have North American teams. It's just like Seagull and friends.
Originally, when this was conceived, it was supposed to be every team would be a mixture of pros.
Yeah.
Because pros would be at the top of the ladder, which they would be, right? But we're talking actual pros, and then you would have community members on the team, which, as Josh said, it works fine for somewhere like the UK or France. Even it works fine for them. And the whole idea was to sort of expose the sort of high-level competition to the sort of the normal like player base, right? Which you could say is like my audience. And when you look at the video I put on my channel, it's like 2 hours long or something. It's like over 100,000 views. That did the job. Problem is, when it gets put on a competition level against, like Josh said, Sweden and Finland and teams that are heavy, even Russia, I think, was crazy as well.
Russia's pretty good.
Teams like that, which have got a ton of pros, are just going to clean up. And these teams, which are like community-orientated teams with a couple of pros in there, are never really going to be able to compete, because, like Josh said earlier on, the difference between a pro player and even somebody who is like Grandmasters or a top 500 player is astronomical. So between like somebody virgin on Grandmasters or slightly in Masters, even Grandmasters are which, just slightly in Masters, it's even more. So these people, and then it comes down to like pros know how to execute strategies as well. They'll just do it straight away. They don't need to be taken through a baby steps through it. Like, yes, now guys, stand in the server room on Gibraltar and now move it. They just know, they do it all as a unit, which is what we would never have got. So it was a bit disheartening. Even more so when you see other countries like, I guess Australia and places like that. Now I know it's obviously geographical reasons as to why they got a free pass, but they're like a heavy, just like content creator team. They're going to get trashed. They're going to get nowhere, but they go through to the final to sort of showcase it off. So that's a little bit annoying. Like, but you know, in the other sense, being able to play the games in the group stage is good because it trains you, and it's, you know, if we did get through that, it would have been a major accomplishment. And you know, really, we should have got to at least a knockout game against Germany, and it just would have been whatever goes. And then, you know, if we'd lost at that point, the Germans beat us again. We're used to that. It would have been fine. We seem to be getting used to Iceland beating us anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking Iceland.
So anyway, just to wrap this all up, the Overwatch World Cup is I think they've actually released them, haven't they?
Yeah, there's a. I can actually go and start googling for it.
I'll just let Josh Google while I waffle. Yeah, so it's happening at BlizzCon, and it's just obviously a show match. It's going to be interesting to watch. If Finland or Sweden don't win, then something's gone on, or maybe China comes in. But yeah, I actually don't know the caliber of the Chinese guys, but if they are a team, they've been playing together quite a lot, then they could be quite deadly. But obviously, as we all know, Sweden and Finland contain like the best players, so it's going to be interesting.
No, they've just released what top 16 teams there are, but they haven't released anything else.
They'll probably tell the teams to sort that out. Go on, guys, you sort your own games out.
Yeah, go on, guys, figure it out.
You've got the stage, it's fine.
So what about you, Max? Did you watch any of the streams or like see any of the stuff? Did you vote for me?
I voted for you and Josh, so I was glad to see you guys there. I voted for Cruz as well. So actually, three of my votes were up there, which I think Valk I gave my other vote. Didn't get in, poor old Valk. I watched Josh's roundup video at the end. I didn't catch any of the streams. I didn't manage to. Sorry to say, but it sounded like it was really cool. It's something that I would strive to be a part of if they are going to do another one next year. I'll try and get my popularity up so that I might have a chance to go. Or actually, I think possibly my skill up, because I think last season my season high was only 62, and I believe for community influencers, as they like to call us, you have to be. They were looking for 65 or above, so we're looking for like, what's that, 3250 this season.
Yeah, but some guy from Brazil was 40. Their captain was 40.
It might just be that he was a YouTuber. There was a lot of choice we had in the UK. Like, we had you guys. There was a whole load of guys that they could take instead of me.
When they contacted me, and they said to me, when they contacted me, I think I was 71. I was at my season high, and they were like, "Oh wow, you've got a high rank." I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, we're going to do this Overwatch World Cup thing." Like, I was just talking to them casually. I'm like, "All right, sweet." And I just thought nothing of it. And then when they sent me the email through, I thought, oh, maybe this is something to do with that. But then it pissed me off because I dropped down to like 67 or something. And on my page, it was like 67. I'm like, what the fuck? I was 71. But yeah, whatever.
Take my season high.
Yeah. I was like, what is this? Just show me season high, you bastards. It was fun. Like Josh says.
At the end of the day, it was fun. It was fun.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was fun. And hopefully next year we'll see like a community-orientated event, and then obviously some sort of massive finale to like a possibly soon-to-be-announced Overwatch fucking Blizzard League, which will be the big showpiece thing. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's talk about season 2. Let's let Max talk for a while, because me and you, Josh, have just been blabbing for like 20 minutes. Tell us about season 2, Max. How have you found this so far?
I've actually really been enjoying season 2, especially compared to season 1. Season 1 was a complete shit show. I think everyone knows that, and even Blizzard kept saying it over and over and over again. It's like, think of this as a test phase. We're testing out the competitive play. We want to see how it works. I'm very much enjoying season 2. I did my placements in a full 6-man. All of my placement games are currently on the YouTube channel. If you do want to enjoy that journey, they're highlights, so you don't have to watch every single game. And yeah, I really enjoy doing them in a 6-stack, but I have to say, I think queuing as a 3 is probably the golden number, 2 or 3. 6 is fun. Like, I really wish that there was a separate 6-man queue where you just had a team skill rating that you could go into, play the games with those guys separate to the dynamic queue that we have. Because I would enjoy that so much more, because I really like 6-man team, but it is very much about a team. This is a game where, although I'm sure people that are like Grandmasters level, they can carry a team like on their own. They could put a whole 5 people on their shoulders and probably get them to Diamond. Probably at the uppermost. I doubt they could maybe get a team to Masters. Maybe. I don't know.
Probably not to Masters.
Probably not, no.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure like a very high skill player could get a team to Diamond. And so the fact that you can kind of carry a team like that, I just kind of wish that it was a separate entity. And not just for that, just because it's really fun to play those games. And also, I got friends of varying skill levels. It would be nice to bring them all into one team where we can all play together without that 1,000 skill rating gap being a problem, or 500 if you're or above. But otherwise, I'm really enjoying season 2 at the moment. I promised myself I was going to play more of it this season because I definitely didn't play enough of season 1.
Yeah, I kind of did the same with season 1. Like, I got to a certain rank and then just sort of went, "Whoa, okay, I'm done." Like, I've hit my rank.
I've played like 300 games or something.
Ugh. The thing is, like, me, Max, and Ryan from Overwatch Central, we did like a 3-man team, and that was just the weirdest fucking thing that I've ever seen, because we just climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed. It's like, why is it so easy?
Did you do what we? Did you just go Reinhardt, Anna, and then just some random DPS, and then just nano boost your way to victory every single time? And it was like so easy.
No, Ryan played Lucio almost every game. I think I
played Reinhardt and Zarya mostly. Yeah.
I played
like, Zarya is how you climb. Zarya is how you climb. Like, if you want to get, if you want to pick one hero,
do I have 100 charge all of the time?
Yeah. But the thing I don't get is like playing at low diamond, high platinum. It's like I played some Zarya as well. You're just running around with 100 charge. You're just running into people and killing them like 2v1, 3v1. I don't like this is low diamond, high platinum. I know it's not the highest end of the game, but you would have thought that at that level there would be people that would understand the game at least to a basic enough level that you can't just murder everyone as Zarya. But you can. You really, really can.
Yeah. I used to get salty. Like, I look at the thing and I'm like, why have I got gold damage? I'm Zarya. But then I'm like thinking, yeah, but I'm just being shot all the time. You know,
I'm on 100 charge and I'm right-clicking into them constantly. Yeah, I've got 100.
Game, average energy 60% or something. It's like, yeah, I mean, fucking hell, what's going on here? Stupid shit. But yeah, I think that I do agree with that triple stack. Like, I've played actually I've had quite a lot of success in solo queue, but I think that's way too random. That is like
it's really, really up to the gods.
Oh yeah. If you get like I honestly think I've been really lucky with that. You get people who just slot into a team and it's fine, or you get people where you need maybe you've got one Lucio as your only support. Well, a Lucio. This isn't quick play. One Lucio, and like maybe you need a Zen or something to supplement that, but that guy locks in Genji. When you see that happen and it's the last pick, you know it's going to be a shit show, and you're like, oh, please.
May.
So then I'm
May.
like, yeah.
Oh my God,
I've watched Josh play May, so I'm a May main.
I think it was a game, Josh. I think it was a game with you and Ryan. Where we had two people arguing over who got to play May because they both main May.
On King of the Hill.
Oh my God.
I thought you were going to say King's Row then. I was like, well, that's kind of acceptable.
On King of the Hill. It was on Nepal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, you play May. No, you play May. No, I'll play May. Oh, it's like, guys, we don't need a May. We need, like, the running 3 tanks. You want a Reaper or something. Please don't pick May.
There was a guy I had on my team the other day, Glorious Ape or something he was called. He had 700 hours on Winston. That was it.
Wow.
And he just played Winston regardless. That was it. He just played Winston. Like, okay.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad. But when you see people like that, it's like you can imagine like might be a situation where maybe you've got like a Reinhardt and a Winston. Maybe not the best. Maybe the Winston should play Zarya or something. But it's like, no, Winston, mate. Yeah. So that you get that kind of stuff. But yeah, like going back to what I was saying, like when you get you've got like everyone locked in, and there's just this one guy, and he just picks Genji or something like that, and you're like, oh my God. What I try to do is like I'd speak to them and go, hey guys, what are your best heroes? And like I'd try and be flexible between like Reinhardt, Zarya, and Lucio if I have to, and go from there. But yeah, I was lucky. It's all down to luck. Solo play, solo queue, definitely. Duo queue again it's too luck dependent. Like with 2 guys, you can do some stuff. You can do some things. You can't do everything. I mean, you're never going to be able to do everything unless you've got a whole team. But it's like in my mind, the triple. You kind of cover, at least you can cover like, maybe the main tank or like the off tank, a support, and maybe DPS, or maybe both DPS. Because one of the issues I've found as I was going up through the ranks is there's not enough damage sometimes, and you can really tell.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, come on,
we
need
really
damage.
Tell.
And it's like, I would rather queue with 2 people I know who are going to do damage, and then let me, support or tank or something like that, because then at least I know I can go about doing what I want to do. I think I've played Reinhardt the most, like maybe 20 hours or something so far. There is nothing more frustrating in the world when you're just standing there, everybody's dying, and you cannot do anything, and you're just waiting, and you're like, no, that every Reinhardt's felt this, where it's going to happen. You can't do anything. Everybody's dying because they're not killing the enemy fast enough, or they're not taking out the mercy, so you're going to see the.
Or your barrier goes down before theirs for some mystifying reason, even though you have like a Roadhog, and it's like, why are they killing ours faster?
Yeah.
And then you get earth shattered, and then
yeah, and it's just one of them things. But I definitely think triple. When you go into like 4-man queues, I've had some success with that. Problem with that is, again though, is if you've got like you queue with people who want to be DPS or want to be like maybe the main tank or maybe a core role that one of the guys in the group want to do, then it causes some issues. And the only way to be safe is to run a 6-man, but you need to train. You cannot just go in a 6-man and hope to win, because they will be organised, they will be on voice comms, and you just get wrecked.
6-man is so tough.
We still need to bring Tampon Storm back. Like,
yeah, we do.
We need to set a time, and we just like 8 p.m. whatever. Just set a time, narrow it down.
Yeah, a couple of days a week, and we'll just smash them out. Those games were so much fun. I really enjoyed the season. Yeah. They were really good fun.
Get the band back together.
But the thing is, it's like 6-man is so much harder. Like so much harder. I think I remember saying to Josh, because I was just going through that footage the other day, and I started playing with Josh after I switched over from doing the 6-mans, and I was giddy. I was giddy on the comms, literally screaming about how easy these games were compared to the 6 stacks that we'd just been doing. And it was just me and Josh duoing playing Zarya and Reinhardt. And it was just like, just between the two of us, we had all the kills, all the damage, and we could just put 4 people on our back and carry them. I think in the first game, we had a Widowmaker on our team that did nothing, which is unsurprising because that's what Widowmaker does. And Junkrat, who just charged enemy Zarya and
I got the gold damage at all.
Yeah. Like me and Sai put out the same video like the same day on that fucking topic. Like Junkrat's
Junkrat's all the same. It's like, look at me, I've got 25,000 damage. It's like, great. But where are your effective eliminations? Nowhere. You know?
Yeah, you've got no actual killing power. You've got damage, but you've got no killing power, and they just back off. And in this meta, that's not good, because Ana is everywhere.
And they come in with a big ultimate bomb, and you die. And you die horribly. And then Mercy reses you, and you come back. And then you kill them. No, it's definitely much better than Season 1, definitely. I mean, I've really been enjoying it. I've played it way more than I've played Season 1. I still find myself getting weirdly frustrated when it's a draw. Like, I'm really pissed off. I'd rather lose. Like, now I'm at the point where I'd just give me the coin flip back. I'd rather just gamble it away. I was like, oh, fucking hell, it's a draw. I can't believe it. Like, I almost feel like I've wasted time. I know I haven't. Obviously, with coin flipping, and then you lose, then you really have wasted time. But you know what was really interesting to me? When I got up to, when I was very close to Masters, and the games were just predominantly comprised of complete Masters and like a lot of top 500 people.
That's scary.
The games were, but the games were so much fucking better. Like, they were awesome. I've recorded a couple of these games, and can you, like, it's beautiful. It's like you go into the team, and they will build a team straight away. They build a team. It's like, fucking awesome. I'm now on the mic like, yes, it's the dream. They've built a proper team. And then they'll ask each other like, hey, maybe I could play McCree. I've got like 500 hours on McCree. Could you take this guy? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And then it's, and I'm like, this is beautiful. This is
it was the weirdest. I think I've got a recording of the only instance I've had when playing like near Masters or at Masters level, where it was a game where I had literally like a guy in the top 60 or something. Yeah. So he had like you can see the number now if you haven't seen like top 500 now. There's like a little number that you can see their actual rank. It's pretty cool. We had a guy in top 60, and then we had a guy who was just like about to hit Masters, and he picked May. Like, he was a May main, and he's like rank 25 May main. And he's just spamming, I'm smurfing. This guy was fucking awful. Like, he was just throwing blizzards at random, wasn't walling off properly. It was just, and the guy who was rank 60 was getting so frustrated, but we still managed to do it because we were communicating, we were picking around this person, we were trying to play around them as much as possible. No one gave up. Like, this is the thing that always pisses me off at lower ranks, is when someone starts trolling, more people start trolling. It's not the right way to do it, because then you're just completely throwing the game. You can play around one person fucking about. As long as they're being even slightly effective, you can still play around that.
I got an example of this last night. I was playing on Gibraltar. This was in a 4-man stack with 2 other guys. We pushed through. We managed to get it all the way to the end in overtime. And then at the start of we defended. Sorry, we defended them. Yeah, because when we were on the attack, so basically we held a decent defense. But I think they almost pushed it to the end. It was very close to the end, right? So obviously we had a lot of work to do on attack. I'm standing there on the lower spawn door as Reinhardt with my shield up, just pissing around in the spawn. And then I noticed McCree is just sitting on the payload. Like, their McCree is sitting on the payload. I'm like, what's this guy doing? Like, the sit down emote. So the door's open. I just fire strike him. We blow him away. We're laughing on the mic like, what the fuck? We go forward, and then just another member of the team comes running out and dies. And we're like, what's going on here? We look at the team composition. They've got no healer. Then you start seeing the flaming in the chat, and it's like, oh, fuck this, F that, and all this in the chat. And I'm like, what are these guys doing? This was a game like, I think it was around about, I don't know, average team value maybe 3.3 or something like that. What are these guys doing? They will never get out of that level if they just give up. Sometimes, like Josh said, you do have to be flexible and work around what's going on. If you do have a main, you just have to sort of accept it and be like, all right then, maybe we can still win. I mean, I've been getting a lot of Symmetra on attack for some reason. It was on King's Row. We got a Symmetra on our team, and this Symmetra was just like suiciding in. Really frustrating. We actually won that game though. And like to me, it's like, hang on a minute. What's that Symmetra player doing? Are they trolling? Are they taking a piss? Or do they legitimately think that's a way to play Symmetra? And by winning, have we just reinforced that person's belief?
Yeah.
And they're off to do it again. And I'm like, what have we done here? Like this person needs to be like humanely got rid of, because that's just like, oh my god, no. So what'd you do?
We had the exact same thing. The exact same thing in a game on Numbani the other day, where we had a proper MMR sniper in our group, in our team. And, literally like locked in, like he insta-locked Torbjorn when we were defending on Numbani, which isn't terrible. To be fair, it isn't terrible. Like he locked in like Torbjorn when defending on Numbani. We were like, I got last pick down. Like, so both tanks, both supports have been picked. This guy had picked Torbjorn, and I was like, all right, I need to pick a damage dealer. I need to pick someone who's going to do enough damage to make up for Torbjorn. So I think I took Reaper in the end, and we got snowballed on the first point. Like Torbjorn, like, this did nothing. He stayed on Torbjorn on the streets phase as well. And then I think at this point it was one of us was just like, I'll just check his profile. It's got like hundreds of hours on only Torbjorn and Bastion, and that's it. He only plays turret classes. That is it. It was like, oh my god. All right. So already like the two other guys on our team have given up. Like they're like, this game's over. I was queuing with two other guys. One of them was playing Zarya. The other one was playing one of them was playing Reaper, Reinhardt, sorry, and the other one was playing Zenyatta. And then it came to us attacking, so they won it pretty easily. And then our Torbjorn is now playing Bastion. Offensive Bastion is what he's bringing out to attack on Numbani. And so I was like, sod it. I'm just going to pick Ana. So we had the Reinhardt already, picked Ana. Our Reinhardt was just took as much poke as he could. I charged that ultimate up in no time at all, and we won that game.
Welcome to the Ana meta.
We cheesed it with Ana Reinhardt, but I don't care. It was like, all right, we'll just ignore this guy. But he had, like, at the end of it, he had gold damage because he played Bastion on round 2 and then played it on round 3 and round 4. Because obviously round 2 went quite well, whereas round 1 as Torbjorn did not go very well. But round 2, Bastion. So he stuck to Bastion for the rest of the game. And I think he had about 35k damage, obviously a gold medal at the end. And
shooting into a barrier.
Ineffective damage. And then he's like, yes, look at my gold, look at my damage. Yeah, oh my god. I played against one this morning, actually. A Bastion on Route 66. Gold and gun Bastion, no less. On top of the payload, no less. Like, rolling through. And it's just like, why? Like, it works at a certain point, and then it gets shit on so heavy.
One use at the higher level, one use only for Bastion, which is you pull him out at the last minute.
Surprise Bastion.
it's literally kind of surprise Bastion. It's you swap to Bastion when they're about to push right to the end. You bring them out and you try and lay down as much damage as possible before getting shreked, because Bastion can't last in a high level game more than 5 seconds. Because the enemy team just goes, "Hey, that's Bastion." There's a million ways to kill Bastion that work like 100% of the time, so he's done. And it's so frustrating. Like, I did my placements on my Smurf account not that long ago, and it was like, it was weird going through it because, you know, you're level 25 and it just doesn't have any idea where to place you. I'm convinced that Blizzard does have a system for detecting Smurfs, but when you enter ranked, it just puts you somewhere. And so it was like guys saying, oh, we're playing defense, but we don't have a Torbjorn. We're losing. And it's like, what? What? It's like, fuck it, I'm playing Zarya. I'm just going to kill everything and push through it. And it was just weird watching like the placement juggle me around and try and figure out where it was. I finished those placements at like 2.9k, and it was like, that was so surreal watching people who have this mentality of, we don't have a Bastion or a Torbjorn, we're going to lose.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Which flips around to, we've got a Bastion and a Torbjorn, we're going to lose.
We're going to lose.
Yeah,
it's so weird. But the biggest advice I can have to anyone, and I've got a friend who plays at around mid-plat level, okay, and they play with their 6 quite often as well. And they say that, like, we try these fancy tactics every now and then where, like, have flankers going around doing all this stuff, but the most times that we win is just when we group together and we just play together as a unit and run in and kill everything. And that's absolutely true. The best way you can play Overwatch is just working as a fucking unit. That doesn't matter if you're solo queue, duo queue, triple queue. Just group together, 6 versus 6. If they're fucking around, just kill the loner. Kill them 5 versus 6. Like, it's so much more effective than trying to do these fancy outplays or anything like that. It's so strong.
And just to build on that, do not trickle in. And if your team push has been destroyed, please die. Do not try to hide behind the lines or anything crazy like that. If your team goes into attack and you lose 2 guys immediately, you're probably not going to win that fight, so you should back out almost all of the time. Don't carry on going in. If you're a guy who's behind them, if you're Tracer miles in the back, just die or try and get out, or just do something quick to sync your respawns and attack again as a unit. Because like Josh just said, if you stay together as a team, you will literally get into Masters. If you just stay together as a fucking team, push all the time as a team, don't go crazy, don't try and go off on a solo mission, don't try and think, oh, I've got my ultimate on McCree, I'm just going to hide around the back on the final point on Volskaya, and as they come through, I'm going to try and kill them all. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, now we're dead. Oh god, you know.
And don't do like the most frustrating thing is like, oh, I'm just going to do some poke damage. Like while waiting for the team, I'm just going to nip out and do some poke damage.
Dead to hands, like...
The amount of times people have died doing that, and then that just delays your push 15 more seconds or 10 more seconds. Like, just stop, step back, and just sit still somewhere completely safe for 5 seconds and wait for the team.
And if you've got a Reinhardt, stand behind that big blue thing.
Yes,
because that keeps you alive.
The
Don't
bullet
stand in
umbrella,
front of it.
As a friend of mine likes to call it. This is why I think Zarya is like one of the best solo. Oh, in fact, it's not even one of the best. This is why Zarya is the best
she is
solo
the best
queue
by
character.
far.
It's because everyone knows what that ultimate means. Everyone knows that ultimate's going to group everybody up, and we all want to put our damage into that ultimate.
Always.
All right, but a lot of the time,
Hang on.
it's like,
What have you been doing with Graviton? Where have you been
No,
fighting this
it's
Graviton?
like catch 6 people, and it's like team.
Where's the damage?
I'm sure there was some team around here somewhere.
But there was a
big
Genji.
big grab. Oh.
5 people have chased Genji because he's run off down the flank, and that's it. It is Zarya stood in front of 5 of them going, I can't actually kill them on my own. But this is why I think like Zarya is such a good solo queue carry. I like to liken it to a Mumu in League. If any of you have ever played League, like he's a little jungler that's got this massive
AoE stun.
AoE.
Yeah, the mummy.
It's the mummy. Yeah. When he goes
Huge
in, he's got a
AoE
huge AoE stun, and at low skill level, everybody knows that means a fight has been engaged and that you need to go in. And I think Graviton Surge has that same impact on almost any team, bar some crazy ones. But like almost any team, everyone understands that thing means we are all going to put our damage into that, and that means we win, because that way people get it. Outside of that, people don't seem to realize that you don't necessarily need the Graviton Surge to group up and kill all of them. You don't need to. You just need to be grouped up to kill all of them. But it can be trying sometimes. But fortunately, I think Josh and I have had a really, really fortunate run of it recently, where we've had some genuinely good games and a nice little win streak.
Well, I mean, I've played a ton of games, like I said, and I've been on like enormous win streaks and then like quite long defeat streaks, and it does get a bit frustrating sometimes, especially when you keep smashing your head against it, because, I mean, I made a video talking about this, like the whole idea of like, is it actually your team's fault? I'm going to be a bit of a twat and say most of the time I think it kind of is, because I'll see things that happen and it fucks me over, because like, you know, like simple shit like Zen pops his ulti when you full well know that Genji has his ulti and he's going to use it, but Zen has just used it for some reason, we don't even know why, and then like their Genji comes in and starts whacking out the bloody DPS or something, and it's like, gets really frustrating, and you see these little moments that happen, and it becomes like, it tilts me, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, why isn't that guy doing that? I mean, nothing tilts me more than people just going in on their own. I fucking hate that, and it was baffling that this was happening very close to Masters as well. I think, like I said, I think I was 17 points off Masters. That was my season high. So if you know, if I was in games and people were doing that, it was very questionable. It was like, what's going on here? I've got to say as well, a lot of these games which I played were like immediately after placement games, and there were people in Diamond who should not be in Diamond. I'm going to say that categorically. There were things going on that were very weird, like very, very weird. And these people, I got my fair share of messages off these kind of players as well. I'm not saying you're bad players, but you know, saying I'm this rank, I'm that rank, this is how the game should be played, this and that, and you know, I'm not going to go into details, but I'm like, that's so delusional what this guy is saying to me. That's not how you play the game. That's not how it should be played. Yep, they believe that because they had a higher rank. Obviously, as time goes on and they play more games, they will start dropping down into a correct rank, or they should be. You could still
I do wonder how that happens though, like, because placements isn't about whether you win or lose, it's about how you perform as a player in those games. Because like people that they've seen what rank I got to, there's a whole load of stuff in my comments like talking about like, oh, I can't believe you got, what was it, 2915, I think I placed that after my placements, and there's a load of people angry because they also won 7, lost 2, drew 1. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. But then there was a load of people that pointed out to them, it's like, but I lost 6, 1, 4, and I'm at 29 something as well. It's like, it's not about whether you win or lose. It's about how you perform in those games. I don't know how these guys are getting placed.
Maybe they've just had a good
high.
run. just maybe were pumped up, had 10 good games, played out of the skin.
Had a good run, or they played Zarya, got really high stats as the Zarya, and then because I think Zarya is the key because she does give you 4 gold medals if you have a good game as Zarya.
Or a
I think you got 80. You got 80 rating.
I got 80 or 90 rating at Zarya on a King of the Hill.
Crazy. I thought I was impressed with myself, and I got 60, and then you got 80. I was like, wow, it's absolutely crazy what you can do with her. But yeah, I do agree. I do think there are some people that are high up in the rankings that shouldn't necessarily be there. And I don't just mean that in that, oh, my team was shit, what are they doing there kind of thing. No, Josh, you're genuinely good at the game. I can vouch for that, for sure. But yeah, I do wonder how the system can allow that to happen. Like you say, maybe they did just have a good run. Maybe they're just good at first-person shooters in general, so they've got good stats. They've got good accuracy on damage heroes, but they still don't understand positioning and how to actually play out a game and work as a team. Maybe that's what the problem is.
Which is absolutely everything in Overwatch. I mean, you can I honestly believe you can get well into Masters just being able to play the game to some acceptable standard, provided you understand team builds, understand who to attack. DPS priority is a fucking major thing. You will not believe you go into a team fight and you look around and it's everybody's got splash damage all over them because Reaper's ran off and he's attacking somebody, but he should maybe have gone and killed that Zen that was right in front of his face and all these other targets, and it's difficult. I tried to make a little guide video on this, but it's so difficult because every situation is completely different. You can't just say, kill Zen, kill McCree, or kill Zen, then burn the Zarya, because what happens if Reinhardt is charged straight into your face stupidly? Well, then obviously you kill the Reinhardt, and then you've got all these other issues. What happens if Winston dives you? Kill him. Please just kill the Winston. What happens if Genji dives you? Just kill him. Just kill him. Suddenly they become the priority, and it's trying to, when teams understand that and players understand it, which they do understand this at higher levels, it just becomes, which I believe is probably mid-diamond, I hope, and then into Masters and beyond. They understand the target priority, and teams will die really quick. And it's that was nice, well done, guys. We've killed the right targets. Or you get a Zen who calls out who he's Discording as well, which is imperative.
Follow Discord.
He just keeps shouting out.
Just this is one thing I learned about myself when I was playing Zen in the World Cup was that I swapped Discord way too much originally. I would just swap it every couple of seconds for no good reason. Just when you got it on a good
remember this. Was it Cruz? Somebody said just what you
it was Cruz or Real. It's just just put it on a target, just say what that target is, and just leave it. And it's okay. And then I started doing that, started calling that, and it worked so much better. It's why was I changing it? I don't know.
I think it's a natural thing. You always change it to the target that you're shooting at.
Yeah.
It's so, and if there's 3 of them in front of you, you feel that urge to spam the button. I know exactly what you mean. I've done exactly the same thing.
I do it. Yeah,
and it's just well, just put it on this one target, call that one target, and suddenly everyone, because these players know what they're doing, especially high diamond, low masters, upwards. They know what they're doing. You just call Roadhog Discord, and they all just launch on him and kill him. And it's just wow, okay, I have power now. It's Genji Discord.
I decide who dies.
Well, that's the thing. What do you think? Who do you think is the best hero then to sort of, if you were crazy and you were going to go in solo queue, to kind of use at high diamond into Masters? Because I don't think it's Zarya anymore. She's still effective.
Zarya's still effective. She's still
in
strong.
This meta, I'd say Anna.
This
meta, being good at Anna. I've been playing Anna a lot in the sort of the Masters high diamond bracket, and that works really well. Reinhardt isn't a bad bet either, just knowing how to play.
I was on Anubis and I got 62 or 63 eliminations and 23,000 damage as Reinhardt. Because I hadn't. It's running through slamming the show. So it is strong. But like I said,
Anna's a good bet.
Yeah, I mean we were sort of abusing that. We were just rolling Anna, Reinhardt, and then sometimes Anna, Reinhardt, and Zen we were rolling, but Anna, Reinhardt, and then a DPS in a triple stack, and it was super effective because people, the only counter
people can't do
another Anna. You've got to put you to sleep, man. As you're running around, because it's holy fucking hell, what do you do? What do you?
Yeah. I mean, you need a defensive ult. I mean, Lucio is probably not even good enough. You need a Zenyatta. You need a Transcendence. That's about the only
Hog actually. Hog's pretty good.
Hog's pretty good. Earthshadow's pretty good. You've just got the thing with the Anna ult is that it comes before any of those ults are available in the first push, and then you just snowball off the back of it. My video goes into all that. And that's kind of why she's getting nerfed.
Yeah. So you get the Anna charges the Hog gets charged there, blah blah blah, and it just rolls through. Oh, it's a triple tank thing and it's the nip thing, which I guess is what your video was about, right?
It's just literally on the nip comments why the Anna comp works and why it snowballs, how the snowball works, how you can perhaps fix it in balance changes, which they're looking at doing soon with the PTR.
Yeah, well, this could be a good link into that. Unless you guys want to carry on talking about the Season 2, any other shenanigans you've got.
Just that it's better than season 1. Like,
Yeah.
I know ties are frustrating, but then I remember how absolutely pissbolic annoying having every game go to coin flip was. So it's just like, fine, I'll take the tie. I'd rather have some form of reliable tiebreaker that isn't just on random chance. But whatever, I'll take the tie for now. Like,
yeah, I think draws are the lesser of all the available evils that we're aware of. I mean, if they want to come up with something else, I'll be glad to PTR it, but I can't imagine it would be that great. I mean, what did they do
don't
before?
have random
They had
chance.
a random control point. That just massively extends the length of the game. And also, what does a control point have to do with that game on Numbani you just played? Like, it's a completely different map. I mean, I personally would love every game to be control. If I could play control all the way up the ladder, I'm actually pretty convinced I could get to Masters pretty easily.
Well, you're like a Tracer main, so yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, control's nice when it pops in.
Like, I play tank and support mostly, so yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I'm like him. It pops in. It's like, oh, maybe I'll play a bit of Zarya now or something like that. Actually, Reinhardt's quite effective as well, especially when you got an Ana all the time. All right. Let's go into the patch notes, because these are on the PTR, and I guess we can talk about Ana to begin with. Now, as Josh just said, Ana, she charges her ultimate ridiculously quick. So what they're going to do to Ana is they're going to nerf her and then buff her. So they are going to increase the ultimate cost by 20%. But the radius has also been increased on a biotic grenade from 3 to 4 meters, so it's actually easier for her to heal a group. But her ultimate charge is being reined in. Now, they do actually say they don't really think she's OP. It's just the fact that her ultimate is charging too quick. So what they're trying to do with this is reduce the number of ultimates that she'll have available. My issue with this is, before I let you guys come on to this, the ultimate itself is not being changed. So it's still going to be crazy powerful, and pushes are still going to center around this, Reinhardt or whatever, just rushing in.
A subtle change that is coming in the PTR as well. I don't know if you played on the PTR, but they've added new voice lines.
Oh,
so
yes!
that when a target is charged,
yes.
Like Reinhardt shouts like, "Ready or not, here I come!"
Oh, I read that they've done them. I haven't actually heard them yet.
That's so cool.
I was playing it this morning. I was just randomly firing it basically into Widowmakers, because the whole team was me, Ana, and like 5 Widowmakers, and I'm firing it into him. It is much better, but honestly, I don't think that's going to alert the enemy team any more than the fact it's gone off and you can hear it going off, and then there's this massive like orange Reinhardt running towards you. It's like, oh!
This fucking bulldozer running into your team. Yeah,
I think
Winston, he's crazy when it's on him.
Oh, I'd love it on Winston, because he just like flies over. Like, you put it on him and he just leaps into action. Or if the Ana's good, they do it mid-leap, and he just lands with his Zarya bubble glowing and just massacres
instantly
everybody.
killing the Zen instantly, and Mercy's dead instantly. It's like, holy hell.
Has anyone else been deleted from this game?
I do love it on Winston.
So, do you think it's enough? Well, what do you think about this then? What do we think about this? Is this going to change
I was just going to say, I think Josh has already touched on the main thing that this actually affects, and that's the fact that Ana's ultimate comes up way before Transcendence, way before Sound Barrier, and way before those defensive ultimates that you would generally be able to use to counter it. And so this is, I guess, is going to mostly affect that.
In solo queue balance, like, it's fine, because in solo queue or duo queue or even triple queue, teams aren't that good at absorbing damage and soaking damage, and then building up the Ana ult like aggressively and intensely building up the Ana ult before you push. People will just push and they won't wait for the Ana ult, and they won't sort of stagger damage like we were doing in the World Cup, for example, where we had like Reinhardt keep your barrier down.
Yeah.
But in the pro level, this isn't going to change squat, because the pros are now running like 4 tanks, or running 3 tanks every now and then. But now they're swapping to 4 tanks, and the idea is they just soak damage. Ana ult comes up, and I think the Ana ult will still outpace any damage received, because it's 4 tanks. They're not dealing that much damage. So we're entering this situation where, at least at the highest level, like way back in beta 1, there was a thing where if you took damage, you build ultimate charge, and they took that out because they didn't want you feeling like you can attack people. Like, there were instances in beta 1 where it was like, don't hit the Roadhog because you're just going to charge his ultimate and he's going to run off and heal. And it's coming back to that now, where Ana's on the team and they're just taking damage and soaking it, but there's no killing power, because Zenyatta's Orb Discord got nerfed, for example. Tank buses have been slowly nerfed down over time. And so the tanks are now so strong that they're getting healed back up, and I think the Ana ult was still going to outpace everything at the highest level. So I think Ana meta is going to stay at higher level. I think it's going to be less of a problem on the ladder, and I think solving it at the highest level is going to be tricky.
Well, that's why our triple Reinhardt, Ana, and the DPS build that we were running on the ladder was so effective, because I would just be running around going, I'm taking damage, guys, and I'm literally jumping in front of the choke at Hanamura, and they're just shooting me, and I'm, oh, Ana's suddenly got a charge extremely fast, and yeah, it's going to delay that, but it's not going to delay it enough for Sound Barrier or Zen's ultimate to come up. No way. It's like, I don't know.
Like the changes that I proposed is
go on, Josh.
The change that I proposed is you do the same thing that you did to Genji. It's kind of a similar thing where the thing with the Anoralt is you're trying to stall it. You don't want to fight the Anoralt because it's more powerful than you. And if they have one and you don't, you just lose the fight. So you want to try and stall it. You want to try and disengage. You want to get away from it. So having ways of stalling it means that it has to have a meaningfully short timer. Right now, the timer just feels too long. The Reinhardt can get into the enemy team a bit too reliably, deal a bit too much damage. By reducing the amount of time the nano boost lasts, then you have more options for disengaging. You have, any time bought with a flashbang or a charge or a roadhog hook, that's more meaningful suddenly.
Or a May wall.
Or a May wall, for example.
Well, I mean, the only really effective counters, early counters to the Ana roll is the Ana sleep dart from your own Ana, or you can go fucking crazy and charge the enemy Reinhardt with Reinhardt to knock him down. You're going to get wrecked doing it, but it's going to control him for a while. You have to do it. It's like, shit, he's coming, I've got to go in. I don't think it kills you, but if you're very fucking low, you're going to die as soon as you stand up. He's just going to hit you and you're dead. But it's, when there's only two counters to it.
They also need to look at the interaction. Like, this is actually a subtle thing, and I mentioned this in the video. The interaction between armor and the nano boost. So for those of you who aren't aware about how armor works, armor will reduce the damage you take by 5, or it will halve the damage if it's below a certain threshold. I can't remember what that threshold is. I think 10. It might be if it's lower than 5, then it just halves 10. Yeah. And then it halves it. The way that it works with Nano Boost is the damage reduction from Nano Boost comes in first, and then the armor reduction comes in. Well, that is basically double dipping on it and making it so this is why Reinhardt feels immortal when you're playing Roadhog or Reaper and he's Nano Boosted and you're just doing nothing because you're getting reduced by Nano Boost and then you're getting reduced further by armor. They need to change that so that the armor happens first and then the damage reduction comes in from Nano Boost. That'll make Reaper more effective, Roadhog more effective against these Nano Boosted Reinhardts because that 200 armor is basically a shitload more effective hit points. Way, way more than you would expect. And I think that's another place that they can look at to make it so that the Reinhardt is a little bit less immortal, a little bit easier to deal with.
Well, yeah, because focused DPS should be able to take him down. That should be the counter to him. If the team is good enough to just turn around and attack him, which they should be because he's a massive target, then he should go down. I mean, no doubt we've all been in teams who've tried to do this, and it's like you just, even if you're not using, even if everybody is attacking him, nothing frigging happens. It's just it's ridiculous.
Well, the thing is like if all you do is focus that Reinhardt, if their positioning is smart, then Anna's just like healing him up for if it's a good Ana, she's put her biotic grenade on him before he goes in, and she's healing him for.
Well, that's
like
the thing. A good Ana biotic grenade Zenyatta when he's trying to counter the fucking thing going off. As his ultimate because
he chucks
a
grenade
it is. It is satisfying.
So good.
But yeah, that is.
I'm a Tracer man. I don't really care about Transcendence. I'll be honest.
You're more worried about getting the crosshairs on his head and killing him with one clip.
Bye. Yeah. That does feel good when you do that. That is probably my favorite thing in the game is one clipping somebody at the moment.
Sleep darting ultimates.
Oh yeah,
sleep darting a Genji. McCree or Genji. Getting a Genji. Like he starts shouting his weeb nonsense at you and you just, no, bedtime.
Have you seen the new line for McCree? His new ultimate ready line. He goes, you know what time it is. That's quite good. Awesome. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Widow. So Widow, as almost quick scoping is back with Widow. So her scope was on a half a second delay. So when you activate the scope, it took half a second for it to pop up before you could fire. If you tried to fire before that, well, you couldn't. Now it's been reduced to 0.3. Now it's only a 0.2 second reduction, but this actually feels way better. Like when I've been playing, like I used to play Widow quite a bit, and then I fucking stopped playing her. Played her a little bit on the PTR today, and after playing her on like in a quick play game on live, the difference is you can feel the difference. It feels like a lot better. She feels a lot better to me. Question is this enough to bring her back into the game? Widow. She's more viable than she was now, but I don't think this is going to bring her back. I'm still going to be like, oh shit, that's a Widow on my team. There are some instances where, like, King's Row attack or something like that. A Widow for a quick pick, yeah, sure, that's fine. But rolling the Widow throughout the whole map, I still think she's not. I don't know. Widow is always going to be a problem for Blizzard, I think, just given the nature of what she is. Because if you let her quick scope, she's too powerful.
Yeah, if she's quick scoping, that enables her to not be what she is. That stops her being a sniper, and all of a sudden she's medium range. And in some cases, when they're really good, she's close range, headshotting people for 300 damage. And like, I think you're absolutely right. I don't think there's a place for snipers in Overwatch. Hanzo isn't a sniper. Ana isn't a sniper. Ana's a healer that happens to be a sniper. And Hanzo, you play in medium and close range. You don't play him at long range because you won't hit shit. Like, I don't think there is room for it because the counters for her are too strong. When she can only work at long range, Winston's going to jump on her, and she's got no team support, because if she's got any team support, that person is not supporting their team; they're just supporting Widow. So if Winston and Genji are jumping on her, she's gone. She's ineffective.
What did we just say about staying together as a team? You will win games of Overwatch.
Yeah. And unless they release some new map, which is just basically one big long corridor.
Yeah.
I don't see her coming. I mean, Josh, you play a lot, or you want to play a lot of Widowmaker.
I want to play a lot of Widow, but like I made the decision very early to like give up on that dream, because I realized very early on that if you main Widow, you are probably never going to get out of Diamond. You will start hitting players who just realize that's a really good Widowmaker player. Congratulations, you are absolutely fucking impeccable at Widowmaker, mate. I'm picking Winston.
Yeah.
GG, no re, you've lost. Like, she is so easy to hard counter. And it just becomes this thing of like, well, there's no point in picking Widow. And especially now, like, I'm going to be the guy who's going to bring up the meta every single time a discussion happens. But right now, the meta is a tank meta. You are not picking Widowmaker into a tank meta. Like, if you nail a headshot, that's 300 hit damage. Congratulations. Anna's healed that in 3 shots. And now she's ready to go, and there's a fucking nano boosted Winston on you because they picked Winston because you're playing Widowmaker. Good luck. Like, it's like you said, Widowmaker's going to be so hard to balance. And I love to play her. Like, I love her aesthetic. She's a gorgeous French woman. Ace, love snipers, love playing snipers. I've played snipers in pretty much every single game FES that I've played, and it's just like I can't play her in this game because she's just never going to be that effective. And sure, it feels great getting a headshot every now and then, but you realize in the back of your mind that if I was playing something else, I'd be doing more. That just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And I think Widowmaker will always just be a niche pick. She'll be useful in certain areas and certain instances. I think the map balance is going to be the biggest factor, and what's available in the meta. Right now, Widowmaker counters have been strong since forever. Like, Genji was really strong a patch ago. Tanks are really strong in this meta. Widowmaker's not going to get picked.
She's kind of like McCree in some ways, I guess. Like, McCree is he seems to me like he's very finely balanced. Like, at the moment, he's okay. But you push him just a little bit in one direction and he becomes completely shit or absolutely fucking dominant, and it's crazy. Yeah. Widow is like, I mean,
that times 1,000, I guess.
Yeah. What like, you're totally right in what you said. There is no place for a sniper like that in this game. There is no place for it. But what do? They're not going to remove her. She's kind of
you want to have the sniper archetype in there, but you want it to be fun and not unfair. But she's just going to be hard counted. Like, to me, you pick Widow once and then you run her out until you get an ultimate, and then you fire the ultimate and then you dump her. Like, you swap off her. And that to me is like always a thing to keep in your mind when discussing Overwatch balance. Is not every hero needs to be viable 100% of the time.
Oh yeah, shit.
You could just bring them out for like one
Bastion,
life,
like Bastion,
or whatever, like Bastion.
Because I was going to make
or
very
like
unfair. Yeah, or like May. May even more so. I mean, May is May's surprisingly effective if you're, if you can easily put a frigging wall and chop a team, which is very easy to do, guys. Even I can do this, and I don't play May. And I play May.
You've just got to pay attention and focus on doing it.
It's so easy, though. It's so easy.
Instead of trying to headshot people or do flashy shit that you shouldn't be doing, just stand in a place and put a wall.
Don't wall the fucking spawn.
No, don't.
You've given away the
God.
game.
Oh, that triggers me so much.
Because the enemy team just goes, well, the wall's down, lose your speed boost, let's run and kill everyone.
Yeah, and then you die.
Yeah.
Always try and slice. Always try and slice. But that's like one of those tactics which is crazy effective in, like, mid diamond. It's so effective because they all come in and you just wall them off and kill them. It's stupid, but yeah, you're right. Like, I was going to make a very unfair comparison to with Bastion or even Torbjorn and Widowmaker, but Torbjorn and Bastion do still have a use. They're not like completely unusable, and you can kind of say Widow, yeah, she does have a little bit of a use, but using a hero just to try and get a quick pick in the spawn and then swapping off to somebody else, I don't think that's what Blizzard intended a character to be.
That's their niche.
Yeah.
You get that pick up. Well, you might kill somebody, but within the first 10 seconds of the game, that's it. You're off.
It's almost like it catches you by surprise, right? Which I think this is why people persevere and play it. Imagine you're on any given map. Let's just say Route 66. You come around the corner. You don't expect that to be a Widow. Oh, Widow's there. She headshots your Mercy or something straight away. It's like, oh, great. They've got a Widow. But then you're just going to adapt and deal with the Widow, and she's going to be taken out of the game. All you need to do is jump on her as Winston, and she's gone. There's like, it's not effective at all. Like, it's too easily countered. Like Josh said, it's just too easily countered. She's
the one exception I've seen in a Masters level game was like playing Temple of Anubis defense first point. They ran a Widowmaker. We didn't have any because we were defending. We couldn't swap easily, and we didn't have anything to really deal with her. And so she was kind of effective there, and it sort of made it difficult. But literally, like, I was playing support in that match, and I just repositioned.
Yeah, you just hide.
And suddenly she was just like a lot less effective. And it's like, okay. And then she's tried to force it on second point, and I was literally sniping her as Mercy. because the positions for Widowmaker aren't great there, and I could just lay down spam fire as mercy and put enough pressure on her with the rest of the team that she was just dying and wasn't being useful. And then we just swap to a Winston and poof, the problem's gone. Yeah. But like I mean, I like sniping. I like playing sniping. It's very satisfying when you land the headshot noise. Like to me, one of the most satisfying sounds in the world is the headshot sound in Team Fortress 2. I live for that ding noise that headshots make. But it's not viable. And I think if you are like a Widowmaker main, a diehard Widowmaker main, I want to be a sexy French woman. I'm going to play Widowmaker for the rest of my life. Who doesn't want to be a sexy French woman? And it's just like, yeah, and it's just like, you're never going to get out of Masters. Like, you could be amazing, but I've talked to literally legendary sniper players, and they will say the same thing, that there's a time and a place for Widowmaker. It is not right now. Like, it is not at the instances where some people try and force it. And it's the same for any main. Like, you can't force a main into every like situation.
It's the nature of this game. You've got to be flexible. You need to have some sort of a collection of heroes that you can play and that you're effective with. Yeah. It's like if I was going to go heavily into DPS, right? Soldier was probably the one I played the most, but I'd play McCree instead of Soldier. I'd train myself playing McCree because I know McCree's just more effective. In a lot of situations, he's more effective, so why take the Soldier? I'm not saying Soldier isn't as effective. He's more effective than he was, but, you know, when it comes to a decision, who is better, McCree is better, so you take him.
Well, Soldier... McCree's better at dealing effective damage.
Yeah,
like,
gets effective
Soldier once again... falls into that almost Junkrat range. I'm not saying he's as bad as Junkrat, but he almost falls into that similar range of, well, he just chips the enemy down and then Anna gets an ult.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to be able to play McCree, and McCree's very hard to play, which is one of the things, because Soldier's such an...
It's so different. Soldier.
I want to say such an easier, but yeah, Soldier's so much easier to play skill-wise. They're a million miles apart. Soldier's easier to aim with because it's a rapid-fire weapon, and he's got his sprint to reposition, and he's got his biotic field to heal himself back up if he does do something stupid. Whereas McCree is like, if you get out of position, you get punished instantly. If you can't put that crosshair over it and click your mouse button when the crosshair is directly over them, you're not going to do any damage, which does kind of suck. But if you want to be able to play damage and at the higher level, you need to be able to play like that. That is just it. And I really need to work on my McCree at the moment. Yeah, because my McCree is terrible.
You've got to have a lot of respect for people who are extremely good with McCree. Because I mean, I remember watching it was Numlocked, I think, on his Smurf, and he was like flick shotting people, and I'm like, this guy's the tank for that team.
Oh jeez, we were laddering with him. We were laddering with him, and he literally went, "Oh man, my aim's dog shit. I'm at like 70%." Yeah. We were like, 70%. What?
Jesus.
Yeah, that was something else. I think you made a video on this, haven't you, Josh? The Anna training drill thing, which everybody seems to do.
Yeah,
well,
like
you
set up Anabots. You set up Anabots and you set them to headshot only, so the Anabots can't headshot you, and so you just start headshotting them.
Yeah,
and it does work. Like,
I'll tell you, it does fucking work. Like, I've been doing this quite a bit. I did it this morning. What I do is I run on King's Row, and I want to get 100 eliminations. I want to see how high I can get my accuracy. Yeah. And the best I've ever done, this was this morning, I got 101 eliminations and I got 45% weapon accuracy, which was really
headshots only. That's very good.
That was really good, but that was like, I don't know what was going on with me. Like, I was fucking landing everything. It was like, oh god. Most of the time, it's like 28, if I'm lucky, 25.
I was going to say, I get 30, I'm happy. Like, really happy.
If I could do that every game, I'd be a McCree main, right? But, you know, it's like, yeah. But that, like, if I wasn't doing that, I would not get better with McCree. Like, just going into a game and hoping to fucking train as McCree is like madness. It's madness. That the unpredictable movement of the Anabots is what you do.
And what you can do is, like, I did it on King of the Hill a lot, and I found Nepal very good, because Nepal has a lot of very open sort of control points, and because you have your friendly Anabots on there, point never really gets captured, so it just lasts for ages. And so what you can do is you can just position yourself, and you can challenge yourself if you really want to, like adjust where you're setting in height terms. Like, this is more for Widowmaker as well, because, you know, as Widowmaker you generally are above people, so sniping across a horizontal plane trying to get headshots is easier than sniping from a vertical plane, because you don't have to adjust for the Z axis. And so it's just a good way of sort of practicing. I think with Widowmaker, in like an easy position, I was about 25 to 30%, and then the harder positions was like 20% headshots. And it was just sort of getting used to like flick shot, training how I was aiming, training the flick shot sort of reaction, that kind of thing. And it does really help, like just doing it even just once or twice a day.
it's just that thing of like when you get into the situation, you know what to do without thinking about what you're doing, and you just do it, and you just execute. It's like you walk into a place, poof, execute, and it'll transfer into a game. You know, if you're McCree, you walk into a room, you know, you just right. Oh, there's a Zen. You won't start shooting the fucking Reinhardt, bang bang on the Zen, bang on the, and you just do it. It's muscle. Well, it's muscle memory, but it's more instinct.
Yeah,
it's kind of like sports. You know, you know you get the ball. Well, this is me talking about football again. You get the ball, you just know what to do because you've done it so many times. You just do it. You just do it.
There's a reason why you do dribbling drills and passing drills.
Exactly.
Like...
Yeah. You can't just expect to just turn up and, you know, like this does frustrate me a little bit as well. Where you see people who've played fucking loads of games, but they don't seem to get anywhere on Overwatch. They're always around the same rank. They're not really improving, but hopefully they're not declining. But they're just sitting at the same rank. It's like, what are they doing? They're just bashing their head against the door. I've seen this in League of Legends where a group of guys that I played with had thousands of games that they played, but they never really changed in their rank because they always just did the same thing. You know, there was no like, let's watch, you know, tutorials, let's watch guides, let's try and do training drills, let's try and do, you know, mouse pointer accuracy or whatever. There was none of that. It was just like, let's just play the game. And you kind of, you know, you don't really get anywhere. And I'm not saying everybody should be getting better at games, just play them for fun, like, but yeah, to me, it was a little bit frustrating to just see people sort of stagnate away.
I think me and Stylosa are similar in that we play games to try and improve. Like we have that instinct that I want to come out of every single game better than I was.
Yeah.
And for me, that's where the fun
was bad as well. Yeah, and I want to look back. This is why. Hey, we can talk about this. The Spectator system.
Yeah, I went and had a look at that.
Oh, I've not looked at this, so I'll let Josh go into this.
I've played around with it. So I just literally before this podcast, I went and played around with it. So when you're moving in free cam now, it's like got a weight to it. And it just has like a smoothness, like it's got a forced smoothness to it. So
yeah,
the
it's
way
like
that...
it's like you've got a steady cam. It's like, have you ever seen like the difference between like someone moving a camera and then like steady cam?
Yeah, they've got image stabilization on or something.
Yeah,
it feels really weird at first, but you get used to it. And it's just like, so before when you want to do a panning shot, I used to just grab my controller, and I used to have to do it on a controller. And so that gives you very smooth, sort of sweeping shots. And anytime in an Overwatch tournament you see someone doing a smooth shot, they've probably got a controller in their hands. Now that you can do that with a mouse, it does it automatically. They've also added a pause button. There's a fucking pause function in Overwatch, and thank God for that. Because as a commentator, the most awkward thing in the world is when someone disconnects, and it's 5 versus 6, and you can't pause it. And all you can commentate on is that they're probably going to lose the next fight. Like it's almost a guaranteed loss. And so it's like, what can you do? All we can say is like, Blizzard, please, like in a joking fashion, oh, Blizzard, please give us a pause function so that we can get out of this awkward situation. Ha 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 ha. But it is fucking shocking when there is thousands of dollars on the line. And with ELeague coming up, like there will be thousands and thousands of dollars coming on the line. And as far as I'm aware,
millions of dollars in development, and they don't have a pause button to begin with. It's like, boys, what the hell?
It's just like,
how long did it give them the ability to remake in StarCraft 2? How long were they calling for that? Like,
yeah,
I'm going way back now, like way back. But we're talking like way before Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, this is Wings of Liberty.
Like
I followed StarCraft since beta. Yeah.
Like, considering that was a game they were expecting to have a massive esports scene immediately, and people were asking for this, it still took them. I don't even know how long. I feel like it was at least a year, maybe even 2, before they actually got that into it. I know things are different now. They are like really pushing for esports a lot more. But this was StarCraft 2. This is like the grandfather. Well, StarCraft's the grandfather of esports.
It was his child, wasn't it? Yeah.
I mean, StarCraft, like to me, if you ask me where was the esports resurgence or where was the esports surgence, I guess in the West, it came from StarCraft 2. Oh, yeah. StarCraft 2 was kickstarted everything.
I didn't watch esports before.
Yeah, it got me into it.
And I was like, what the hell is this GSL thing? Yeah, and it was amazing.
I had a GSL subscription. Like, I fucking loved it.
I did. Holy shit. I remember getting up in the morning to watch it as well. That was early for me as well, getting up at that time. Yeah.
Watching like day 9 dailies at 3 a.m. as well. It's fucking ace. Loved it.
Right, so we still need like a bloody... I mean, this is good that this is coming in, but we still need to be able to save replay files of games.
Replays,
so we can reload them back in and watch what's going on. I need that. I absolutely need that.
Replays would be great for us. It'd be great for me. Like having a way to practice commentating would be wonderful. Just having a way to just watch replays is great. They've said that replays are coming. Like apparently the guys who are going to work on replays are working on the competitive season 2 system. So I think what they're going to be doing.
60 tick. Oh, it doesn't matter.
They're working. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're working on 60 ticks. So now they're probably going to be working on replays and play of the game, making that system better. Because I think, as far as I understand it, like the systems are linked into how like play of the game is basically. You think about play of the game, it's like a mini replay.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that the two systems are kind of linked together and they want to work on them at the same time. So replays are hopefully not that far away. Really want Blizzard to sort of hammer that out because it will help the esports scene massively and it will just help everyone as well. Just to explain things.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it. Like going back to StarCraft 2 again, I remember like I didn't ever really played it. I only ever really watched it. But when I did try to play it, like the one thing everybody told you when I played it with an attitude of like, I want to get better at this game, they're like, you've got to watch your replays.
Yeah.
If you can, after every game you play, go back and watch it back so you can figure out where it is you went wrong and what you could have done better.
You know, when I was playing StarCraft, I had Post-it notes on my monitor, right, with times where I should have had things built.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm looking at the game time, I'm like, fuck, I haven't built this yet. And then I'm getting like behind, like, shit.
Build all the time.
Yeah.
Pylons and probes.
I only ever had one
build.
I was Terran too. I only ever had one build. It was a Marine Marauder Medivac 10-minute push. That was it. That was my build.
What about the old Foxy 2 racks? That was great.
The cheese. But at the moment with this Road to Master series that I've been doing, like it's pretty much about going back over my old games, like trying to cut it down to highlights.
So yeah.
But and then going through them and really analyzing them and really looking into being like, look, this is what I should have done better. Look, that's where I was shooting at Zarya when there was a Lucio open. There was a Lucio with nobody on him. And then that Lucio did a sound barrier. And then we lost the game because that Genji sworded with the sound barrier and we all died.
And being able to pause this would be amazing as well. Like if you're flying around with a spectator cam watching the action, you can stop and then completely explain why that fight has been lost. Because like Josh always says, he's trying to catch a bloody waterfall in the cup, trying to commentate the game. But trying to explain what's going on, like giving people an explanation as to why that attack has just failed. If you can stop that and say, and then you can see all the ultimate timers, you can see who's moved in, you can see maybe who's just been quickly killed before the fight's gone in, or maybe they've done something wrong and they shouldn't have done that. You could totally break that down. That would be absolutely invaluable. And it's coming. It's got to be coming, right? And when it comes, it'll be
so useful and it's going to make such good content as well.
And hopefully I won't have to record every fucking game because I filled 8 terabyte of recordings.
Yeah, well, you use like insane.
You need to move off of DX Story. I've moved off of DX Story. Like I now have about 8 gigs for a 20-minute game. Much better.
Yeah, mine's about 30 or something like that. But I play a lot of games. It's like
30, 40 is what DX Story is. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I was like 8 terabyte. I've got 2 4 terabyte drives here. It'll be fine. But now I'm having to delete. I'm like shit.
You'll still want to record it because you'll want the banter, especially if we're doing our 6-man tampon storm. You're gonna
I'm just talking about like general, like because I record absolutely everything, and sometimes like you don't need the voice or whatnot, but it needs to come. What else have we got here then? So there was user UI updates, which actually I kind of like. It looks cleaner, looks more cleaner. Not really.
Like they use colors for the hero bars now, so like Genji's in green and stuff like that. So it's very easy to see stuff. Shows off your ranks better. It shows off everything better. The UI just looks better, looks cleaner.
Yeah,
and it's nice to have a UI change every now and then. Like in a general thing, it's just nice to swap it up a little bit.
It looks like one of those things they probably wanted to get in for launch, maybe, but just push back because you could see I'll
tell you what annoys me actually, like with the UI, the fact that now we're stuck on like Eichenwald permanently in the background. Like, can we go back to a rotation of the map?
Yeah, no, it changed on mine now. I had King's Row and Anubis and everything.
That's probably on PTR.
No.
I think on PTR you get the normal rotation, but in live you just get Eichenwald. I'm
sure in the Battle.net launcher it says our new map Eichenwald coming soon or something.
Yeah, exactly.
What guy is coming soon? That map.
But as like a guy who makes thumbnails for videos, I'd like to have a different background or like try and like having to cut out Reinhardt or something from fucking Eichenwald. Back with the summer games, I did not want every single thumbnail to be in a football field. So it's like cutting out Tracer. It's like, fucking hell, Tracer. Complicated model. It's like, just cut off a bit of that. Fuck it, no one will notice.
Do you know? I'll give you a tip. I'll give you a pro tip, right, guys? You know, on Hollywood, the green screen, stand in front of that in emote and take screenshots.
Yeah, that's what I use to create a load of my icons and stuff that I've used.
You can also do animated stuff as well.
Although it does cast the background. It does cast a weird green shadow on some stuff in certain positions I found. Like, because for my little map guides, I made like little icons of all the stuff, which was basically just on the hero select screen, taking a screenshot of it with the hero selected and then cutting out the little hexagon thing. But then I wanted to have Torbjorn's turret when I wanted to highlight the fact, this was like a little while ago, when I wanted to highlight the fact to people that Torbjorn does not stand there hammering his turret. Torbjorn is here, his turret is here. The turret is shooting, Torbjorn is shooting. Isn't this wonderful? But I needed to make an icon for Torbjorn, so for his turret. So I just put the turret in front of the green screen and sort of made this weird, and then put it onto this hex. I don't know why I'm babbling on about it. But...
Well, I opened a loot box yesterday and it had a Torbjorn, the one where he's riding the turret. Is stupid thing. I just left the game on in the background though, and the animation had stopped for Torbjorn, so he's still, but the turret is still weirdly expanding and contracting. And I was watching it, I'm like, what is going on here? So I started recording it, right, and I've literally got like a 5-minute recording of the turret expanding and contracting with Torbjorn just still. I don't know. Fucking hell, man. What's going on? That was weird.
It's probably just upload that 5-minute video.
Yeah, just upload it. Here you go,
just
guys.
put some fucking white noise behind it and just zoom in slowly. There you go, 1 million views for you, die.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Put some like fucking Ainsley Harriott in the background as well.
Yeah. Oh god. That one. I don't think there's anything really other major stuff. There's just like a load of bug fixes fixing stuff that are on the PTR.
There's the Junkrat tire change, but it's so minimal.
Yeah.
it's 0.6 seconds. I tested it earlier today. It comes out 0.6 seconds faster. I mean, I don't really play Junkrat because at the moment, as we already talked about earlier, in fact, if Junkrat's picked on my team, I tend to get pretty angry internally about it.
I've played a little bit Junkrat. I mean, his ultimate,
he has
just a
niche
zoning
uses.
tool, right? It's not really. If you kill somebody with it, you're fucking lucky. You'll get killed most of the time, you know.
The thing, like, Junkrat is one of those heroes where you really have to understand what the point of playing Junkrat is to actually be effective on him.
And the point is not to spam a choke blindly and just hope.
Yeah. Not in this meta. Like, you do not just spam and then hope and just, like, go, oh, yeah, well, I've got gold damage, so I'm so valuable. Where is everyone? Why are we getting killed by this Reinhardt who's 20 foot tall and glowing? Like, because that's what's going to happen.
Why are you standing in more trap? Because he smashed it, son, and he's coming for you.
Yeah, he's just holding down mouse button 1 and he's killed your trap in a single swing. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Junkrat. Like, game needs a better scoreboard. Like that's how you fix that. You need better feedback to tell you how you're doing.
Yeah, but Junkrat would still have gold damage. He wouldn't care
He'd
about
still have gold
else.
damage, but he'd have shit eliminations and more people would see that. Yeah, that's like, you just need better feedback for how you're doing with Junkrat, because if you're playing Junkrat and you don't have gold damage, you're fucking up in a major way. So, yeah.
Or you might be playing him properly and not
don't you,
spamming into a choke.
Well, the thing is that spamming into a choke can be okay sometimes. Not if there's a Zarya standing there waiting for it. Like, it's
spamming into their team when they're actually properly engaging.
You always get one on Iconvolt. On attack, you know you're going to get one. So, you know, you got your Reinhardt, you got your Zarya, you bubble the Reinhardt, you stick your bubble on, you 100 charge immediately, you run through the fucking choke, you start killing people, because you get hit with Fire Strike as well, because the enemy Reinhardt will spam that down there. So it's like, oh, look at this. And then you just steamroll through. It's a bit ridiculous, but... Yeah, all right. What else have we got to talk about? I don't think there's that much, to be honest. We've covered the World Cup. Oh, it's esports. Fucking hell, Josh. Is that much? We just cut his whole section off. Fucking hell. Let's talk about ELeague.
ELeague. Yeah, it's starting tomorrow.
Yes, it is. It's coming around quite soon, this has. Let's talk about the casters to begin with, because I know there was a bit of controversy with this, because we've got a lot of, like, you know, people like Semler and God knows what, who are coming over from, you know, their established casters.
Anders and Semlers from Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and it, like... I noticed Alpha. I seen some tweets off him. He wasn't really best pleased with a lot of the, you know.
Well, one thing, like, so this is ELeague, okay? So there's 2 current big organizations, at least in the West, for esports. And I'm aware, by the way, that I'm sat in the dark. That's just because I don't have better lighting. I've just noticed on my camera I'm, like, in the shadow. Anyway, so there's 2 big organizations, ELeague and ESL. And they don't play ball with each other that often. I have heard from Mitch Uber de Leslie, who's probably my favorite caster in Overwatch at the moment. Like, he's absolutely superb, and he said that he'd be willing to do ELeague, but just because of politics between ELeague and ESL, he probably wouldn't be able to. Like, ELeague are not going to bring in ESL casters to cast their event. They're going to foster their own talent,
right? It's competition, I suppose. You can understand it on a level.
So I can understand them bringing in Anders and Semler. The thing with Anders and Semler is, let's say there's a CSGO major and an Overwatch major going on. They're going to work for CSGO. They're just going to get paid like 3,000 times more doing that. So why would they work for Overwatch? So it's like, why not foster Overwatch talent? Now, they have brought ZP over. Ace choice. ZP is like one of the most knowledgeable people. He's an analyst, which is a shame because ZP's play-by-play is fucking fantastic. Yeah. Like, it's absolutely god tier. So It kind of makes me sad of it, but I do understand why. That and it's just like people know Anderson Semler, people will watch it for Anderson Semler.
Yes, yeah. It's like
So,
the Day 9 thing, the autosis kind of thing. Because I mean, like
Yeah.
I've seen massive arguments breaking out about this. I think Red Eye was commenting on this on Twitter as well, and it's like, look, the casters don't just have to stick to one game. They, to survive as a caster, I mean, you must know this, right, Josh? You can't just stay on one game forever. Sure, you need one game to build you up, but you're gonna have to be flexible, right? I mean, Autosis, I'm sure he cast World of Tanks at some point. I remember seeing some crazy.
Oh, really? I know he does every Blizzard
stuff.
game.
Oh yeah, I mean StarCraft. He's diehard StarCraft, right? He always will.
No, but he's not just
does
StarCraft, but he does like every Blizzard game. Like they've got a.
Didn't he do Heroes of the Storm? I think he did once as well.
Yeah, he's done Heroes. He's done Hearthstone. Trying to think. I don't think he's ever done WoW Arena. I think that's possibly it. But I don't know if WoW Arena is actually considered a legitimate esport or not. I mean, it does get.
It does have there are tournaments, but it's not a big thing. Let's put it that way.
But he casts like everything. And Doa and Monte Cristo are going to be doing the Overwatch Korean League.
I'm so happy about that. Like, because Doa and Monte Cristo are fantastic. They're amazing casters. Monte Cristo is like one of the finest fucking analytical minds in esports. He's presentable. He's just really solid at doing it. He's entertaining to watch. He's entertaining to listen to. And Riot keep pissing him off. And I think Blizzard just sat there with open arms saying, well, we've got this game that's pretty fun and it's getting big in Korea. If you want to cast it, please cast it. Because Riot keep pissing off their own talent. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen an article today something about they're trying to increase the money they give to the players or something. It's a shit show.
There's been so much drama about like the fact that Riot haven't been paying their talent, their casters properly for ages. Like the industry rates have just gone up and up and up. Riot have not raised it at all, so it's a shit show at Riot. Like, they have all the money in the world, but they seem very reluctant to part with it.
Did they just announce that they have 100 million concurrent players, or not concurrent players, active players? Not concurrent players. Servers explode.
Monthly. That's got to be monthly, right? 100 million a month.
Yeah,
I mean that's still pretty good.
That's got to make it the most popular game at the moment. It is.
Oh shit! It's been the most popular game for a long time.
Fucking way. Yeah. Which means they must have oodles of money.
Yeah, they are, but it's not as like. I mean, if you compare them to Blizzard, it's not like they're trashing Blizzard for earnings or Blizzard Activision. It's a different kind of monetization system. It's high user base, but there's a lot of people who don't spend money on those games. They just play them.
Especially with like Legion launch and like Hearthstone's new expansion pack. I'm sure they're making Blizzard are fine.
Them, But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, the whole ELeague thing when it came out with the casters, I don't think I was too surprised. I mean, in a way, I was kind of happy that they did bring in such big talent to come in because, like you said, it gives it credibility. It will draw other people in, especially from CSGO. They'll be like, oh yeah, let's take a look at this and moan about the tick rate and all of that shit will come in, no doubt. Yeah. It was a little bit disappointing, though, not to say any other of the, the Overwatch casters. Because, you can't really say at this point that it's, as far as the casters are concerned, that it's an early scene. The game has been around for a long time, really, and the casting has been happening for a long time. These guys understand the game. It's early. You understand the game more so than a random CSGO caster, right?
Oh, yeah. Like, definitely.
You could go and cast CSGO. Hang on. I reckon an Overwatch caster could go and cast CSGO to a fairly acceptable quality. You're not going to have the background knowledge. You're going to be able to shout about what's going on. But you put a CSGO caster into Overwatch, they're going to have to have played the game quite a bit themselves to understand what's going on.
Yeah, I know that they've been watching, like, there's a couple of analysts floating around now doing YouTube content. I know that Semler and Anders have been watching some of that to try and bunk up, but it would just be easier to have someone experienced with Overwatch. An American, like, this is an American tournament, so you want to have American talent there, one that have ZP, one that have Hexagram. Like, these guys know the game, and I know that, like, Hex isn't the most popular customer in the world, but he's definitely capable as an analyst. You can work well with ZP.
And he knows his stuff as well.
He knows his stuff. Like, he explains it well. Yeah. So it's like, why not just use him? Why not foster that talent? Like,
do you think it's more of like they don't want to gamble, don't want to risk it, want to bring in?
Yeah, I think with this big,
like, they want to bring in people. They want people that are going to bring in people.
Yeah, they've got, and I can see that they've got two names on. Like, looking at the Liquipedia page. If you want to know about esports, go look up Liquipedia or go to Gamers for Overwatch. They have all the info there. Like, there's Mr. X and Golden Boy. I have no idea who these two people are.
I've never heard of that.
No idea. I've never seen them cast Overwatch. I'm sure they've cast something in the background, but never heard of them. Why not just use the Overwatch casters already existing in the scene? There's plenty of American talent. Why not use it? And I imagine it's just like they're playing it safe. I guess they're using their own people at first, want to foster their own talent. But like, I'm sure if you approach Hexagram and say, Hex, if you want to work for ELeague, I'm sure Hex will say, probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Like, Carson's a good gig, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, especially for a major player. I don't know, it's interesting. Yeah, so what's actually going on, like, beyond ELeague? Like,
So in terms of tournaments, the Lenovo Cup just finished, which is a smallish tournament, which is like $8,000 prize pool.
Who won that?
Yeah, NIP. NIP
Oh.
actually, Ninjas in Pajamas. So they like reunited, beat them earlier, and they just ran like 4-0-2 into NIP's 3-0-3. So the Anacomp versus Anacomp, but one had more tanks than the other. NIP have since swapped to 4-0-2, where 4 tanks, 2 supports, and crushed reunited in the final. So yeah, NIP. Like, welcome to Animeta. Like, this is going to be ELeague all over. It's just going to be.
But NIP have always run tank heavy teams, haven't they? This is their meta.
This is the NIP comp. This is called the NIP comp. I'm calling it Anacomp just out of acceptance that not everyone follows the Overwatch scene, so they won't know what NIP means. So Anacomp is easy to understand. But this is called the NIP comp. Like, they've run this. They've been using this for ages, and now that it's in meta, and now that it's in vogue, because Zenyatta got nerfed. They're going to be winning shit. And this tournament coming up is going to be 4-0-2 or 3-0-3. So 3 tanks, 3 supports, or 4 tanks, 2 supports. Very rare you're going to see DPS pieces outside of King of the Hill. And even on King of the Hill, you probably still see some Anacomp being used. But yeah, Lenovo Cup happened. NIP won that. So congratulations. There's a weird thing with ELeague as well, where they're splitting up between NA and EU. So NA teams are going to be playing against NA teams, EU teams are going to be playing against EU teams, and I think it's until way later that you're going to start getting NA versus EU, which sucks.
They should have mixed that from the beginning.
Yeah, but I think the reason why they're doing is the final is going to be televised,
and they want a US,
and they want an American team in the final, which would not happen, I think, if they did. Like, even Envious, like, kind of a European team. So I'm going to be curious to see how Envious are doing. I haven't seen Envious play in a while. So going to be interested to see how they stack up. But beyond that, it's going to be a fun tournament. It's the first big tournament that's happened since the Atlantic Showdown. So curious to see how all these teams stack up. Like, it's been a bit quiet. It's been a bit sort of lulled in the Overwatch scene lately.
Even for me, I've not really been dialed into it that much since the Atlantic Showdown final. But it just seemed like that was like a big culmination of it. Then it just sort of dropped off my radar for a while. Yeah.
Well, I just kind of feel like Overwatch in general for the last 3 weeks it's been slow. Like, news-wise in general,
it's
there hasn't been
sort of
a
ticking
huge
over,
amount happening.
That was going to happen anyway.
Yeah. It's just kind of like we had this huge Gamescom thing, and then the Atlantic Showdown as well. Obviously, was there, and then it's just like after that's just kind of been like this steady, not really a huge amount going on. Like, even Sombra, like after Gamescom, everyone was like, "Oh my god, Sombra!" And those of us that were sensible were like, "They're not going to release Sombra now. They would have said something at Gamescom where they had the entire globe watching them. They're not going to do it like a couple of days later. That's crazy."
How is that doing?
I think I checked it the other day. It was on like 49%.
56%. Wow. Remember, Steve, when we were doing the podcast last time and we had the stream on and everyone was saying, "Oh, talk about Sombra. It's changed. The percentage has changed." It's like, it's now like 3 weeks later. Yeah, this is why we weren't talking about Sombra every 2 seconds, guys.
And like, it's quite apparent that, BlizzCon's coming up, and
BlizzCon's,
why? Fucking hell. Why would they announce major content like that so close to a major event that they hold, where they announce major content for their games?
Yeah.
And don't you think, ladies and gentlemen, they want to, one up what they did at Gamescom, which isn't really that difficult because it was only a map at Gamescom and a skin, or 2 skins for Reinhardt, I suppose. That was kind of it. It was like
a skin and a recolor. I think to be fair, it's just a recolor. It's not 2 skin.
Yeah, it's a skin with, one of them's got like a piece of ivy
with
on it.
Some moss dangling on it. Yeah, they just let it go moldy.
It is a fucking nice skin though. That, oh my god. All right then, guys. I think we'll end it at that. It has been a beautiful episode of OverChat, which is of course the Overwatch podcast, and hopefully we'll be back next week and with more beautiful Overwatch discussion. So, what have you guys got planned this week? Anything fancy? I've been a little bit quiet lately, but I'm trying to get back into it. It's just health issues. Just keeping me busy. But aside from that, I'm going to be getting back into things. I've got some content about the PTR, so PTR speculation. I've got an ELeague primer that I'm going to try and put out tomorrow, at least before ELeague starts, so that you can understand everything going on about ELeague if you're curious about it, sort of what's going on with that. And yeah, just going from there. Hopefully when we get Tampon Storm back together, like I'm going to start probably
prodding people
Hang on,
more.
it's
just
Team
because-
Unit lost. It is not Tampon Storm.
Team Unit lost. Team
Fucking
Unit
hell.
fucking lost.
Fucking
I'll tell
I'm
you what,
sorry.
if we're going to be Team Unit lost, I'll be that Symmetra who
sorry.
just runs
No.
at the enemy team.
And I'll be Junkrat, just spamming,
I
stopping
got the
damage
gold.
before
I
he
got the
does.
gold. You shitters. Where's the gold?
Hi, I got gold. Where's the DBS guys? I've got gold medals. Who's second in damage?
Team Flame Unit lost. That's what we're calling it.
Oh man. Anyway, Max,
Team
what have
Until
you got
Lost,
on
yeah.
this week then, Max? Before you rudely interrupted.
I myself have been very quiet because I've been having some personal issues with myself, and also World of Warcraft came out, and that was
Oh,
an amazing
Jesus
place
Christ.
to hide away from the
Yeah.
world and try and pretend not to deal with
I've
anything. But
literally leveled the character from 1 to, I think I'm at level 91 now. Just as like therapy. It's just, there's something oddly
so
calming about
therapeutic.
just leveling.
It is. It's such an easy escape and such a thing. I think I got 2 characters at 110, but I'm now out of that, and I'm back to making content. As I said, I started this new series called Road to Masters, which is about being incredibly critical of my own play, trying to highlight exactly how I should get better, and hopefully in some kind of fun and entertaining way. If the comments are anything to go by, people have been really enjoying it, so you should definitely check that out. And if there's any Overwatch news, we'll be dropping that when and if it happens.
Awesome. All right then, guys. We will leave it at that, and we will catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.
Bye.